looking for Johnston. Great tackle though, and he's pinged for holding the ball. Superb tackle on.
And that tackle results in the first score of the game.
He's giving himself a chance here. He's got Madden in the square. Let's see what he can do.
The Carlton skipper. Left foot drop punt into the square. Madden shepherds it through for a goal. McConville does affect
First blood of the Blues, and some fine teamwork here. Gets them their second.
Oh, he runs into trouble, and he copped one too high. Collingwood fans will not be happy, but he will take a beat.
Chance to post the Blues second.
He just stabs away, but he goals, and Carlton are off to a good start. McCormack under pressure, a hurried kick, but Madden will be there to take it. Oh, the big fella lopes off across the centre. Reese is loose across the pivot. Steadies, fires it into Ralph, but it's a beauty. Well, Lopez was Madden, then Reese Jones, then Ralph, and Ashman's stopped for a chat there in the forward pocket. Fires at goal and puts through another one. He was all alone.
From Reese, Morwood, tapping it clear. McClure, soccer style, down towards full forward. The bounce, not good for Greg Phillips. Ralph, lovely, and Meldrum fires at goal. Bang, number 2, and they're away. The hurried kick came from Turner. In towards the centre, Williams again, and he takes them.
Williams, not the favourite of the Carlton fans. Cloak too tall for Hunter, takes a nice mark. Cloak's not the best kick in the world, but should make the distance nonetheless. Is it true? First score, first goal to David Cloak.
Now the Blues play on as Alvin receives the hand pass. Long in towards McConville at the back, and he's got it.
So McConville, the chance for the Blues' 5th goal. Cute angle.
Swinging back, he's guided it.
Taps the ball down, Glascott finds English. Across to Wayne Johnston, has the luxury of a bounce. Lovely pass finds Murphy. Murphy straightens up and goes towards goal.
That's great play.
Good play by Carlton.
Yeah, drifts out on that right half forward flank. Flicks it in towards Richardson. He snuck away from Alvin. Gets his kick in times. He shoots at goal. Pretty good looking kick, and he's goal. Eventually comes out with it though to Ashman. He has a look up forward. Dropping back was McConville. McClure behind will goal, and does.
The kick from Neville Shaw. Close to the line. Doesn't make it though. And the final score, as we see Cloak and Madden having a few words. So Madden having a few words back to David Cloak. And I think Madden, Cloak smiling about things. I wouldn't be smiling if I looked at the scoreboard.
Into the second quarter now, 4.5 minutes in.
Waiting in the square at the back, Morwood could goal. He gets a shocking bounce, goes the wrong way. Eludes the tackle of Reese Jones, gets it across to Taylor. He snaps at goal, and I think he's put it through. And Reese Jones and Taylor are very quickly converged upon. Well, we said earlier, the Carlton boys ought to be saying, look, we've got a final to play in. Let's just worry about that. And Brian Taylor very keen to get back there and have a few words with Reese. Madden taken out of it. Hunter unable to take the mark. Silvagni is there, thrown out the back door where English is there in the last line of defence. Beautifully tackled by Brian Taylor, and BT will have a shot. Brian Taylor, 76 goals so far this year. You can now make it 77 for BT. Taylor at the back. Here's a chance for goal number 3 for the day. 11 paces. There he kicks at goal and he puts it straight over the top of the goal umpire. Cloak. Williams comes in across the top down towards Neville Shaw, combining with Tony. He'll have to swing back onto the left foot or back to Mark Williams. Oh, he shoots at goal, and what a great goal! What a goal! Puts it out in front of Sellers.
At half-time, Carlton led by 7 points as we go into the third term.
Fires at goal and
puts through another one.
Nice looking kick from Rhys Jones. In fact, it's an excellent kick. It's through for full points.
Johnston. Clear. Outer side of the ground. Can almost bounce his way up to half forward. Centres it. Ashman in front. Can't complete the mark, but taps it cleverly forward. Danger here. Meldrum picks it up. Fires away at goal. Pretty good looking kick, and he's dogged it.
Typical Carlton Collingwood clash at VFL Park, and we'll be back for an exciting final term after this break.
You know, every national TV and video recorder you buy today will still be under warranty in 1988, and that's a very big warranty.
There's a new way of living, and it's in the family.
Introducing the new four-door, four-wheel drive Holden Jackaroo. Up front, there's more power. Inside, there's a smoother ride. Outside, it looks better than ever. What else is new? A new Rodeo sedan cab, a new Rodeo space cab, and a new Scurry wagon.
They're all in the family, a true blue Aussie family. Yes, they're all in the Holden family.
Another breakthrough in Australian technology.
What a ripper!
A carpet spot and stain remover that really works. Lipstick. With Ripper, no problems. Red wine, boot polish, ink, coffee, grease. In fact, most household stains are easily removed by simply spraying and wiping. With Ripper, you don't even need to vacuum.
What a ripper!
Ripper Carpet Stain Remover. Available at all leading supermarket, department and hardware stores.
Sevens Big League continues with the big game out at VFL Park between Carlton and Collingwood. And we pick up play now at the 8-minute mark of the final term. The Blues leading by 8 points. Our commentators, Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton.
23 points the margin. Murphy couldn't take it. The pack for me. Williams once again in there. Now the bounce will take place. Forward pocket for Carlton. Collingwood again, sorry.
I'll get that in, Robert.
Yes. Smothered off the boot. Desperate play by both sides. If Collingwood can get a quick goal, Sandy, it would really change this game.
Yes, it will certainly give them and their supporters an enormous lift. Only 8.5 minutes played in this final term, so there's plenty of time. They've got the breeze at their backs. Madden up before acceptances, but went by saying that David Clayton went underneath him and gave him a nudge, so he's lost it. Plus 15 metres.
No, I don't think so, Sandy.
No, he's not. Madden trying to con him, I think. Well, he plays on now. Almost catches Bruce Gould unaware, but the man is cool. To the centre of the ground. Harms, Rains, Johnston. A high kick out wide, Morwood. Around Rhys Jones, spearing it into half forward. Williams takes the mark. 1 goal to his credit, and if my memory serves me correctly, that was a great one. Their opportunities. Let's see if Mark can convert. 40 metres out, almost directly in front. Firing away with a drop punt. Coming back, he's got it. He's got it. Well, let's start them off in this final turn. As Collingwood moved to 9-9, 63, trailing by 17 points. Carlton at 12-8, 80 on sevens, big lead.
Number 21, Mark Williams, Collingwood skipper, putting that through, and he could really change the game now. And still 17 points down. And he could gain a quick goal with the breeze. A big mental change when you only need 2 kicks.
Centre bounce once again. Madden and Fellows. In fact, it's a bounce that favours Madden, but he was unable to get it away. Robertson couldn't take it. Opportunity now for Fellows. Puts it out wide to Mullaney. Gets a bad bounce. Claims Peter Road. The umpire calls play on. He puts it out wide towards Ian Muller. Muller's kick up towards the half-forward line. Intercepted by Smith. Couldn't complete the mark. Harms comes in strongly, but is beautifully tackled and is Pingler holding the ball. Great tackler, Greg Phillips. He's had a pretty good game. They allow the advantage rule to be played as Sumner goes up towards the centre wing area. It beats Peter Dean over the line, and so a throw-in will take place. 11 minutes played, 17 points the mark. Burrows and Madden. Madden's handball. The bottom was Dean. And by giving them a chance to get it out, and eventually Dean does. Across to Rowe. To the half-forward line. Hunter couldn't take it. McClure back again to Murphy. Has pace. Has he got enough pace? 2 bounces as Fraser fires with the left foot into the pocket. And the mark has been taken in that position by Ken Hunter. Going short. Back pedals to McClure. "25 metres out, almost directly in front." That was the man that set them forward. A couple of bounces across that half-forward line and great pace. So McClure a chance to steady things down for the Blues. Swinging away, and that'll give you an idea of that breeze. Really did drift in the air at one point. So 3 straight kicks in. Robert.
As Greg Smith brings it back into play for Collingwood. A nice pass finds Rains, who immediately goes on with a long kick in towards the centre. No mark taken, but it's all Carlton. English comes out, being told by Alvin exactly how he stands. Looking for Madden. It swings past Madden. Phillips coming through, leaves it for Greg Smith. His kick in towards the centre. Mullane to Beers, onto Richardson. Good teamwork by Collingwood as Richardson swings it back, looking for Taylor. Taylor got rid of his opponent. Melbourne kicks the ball off the ground. A diving mark, almost taken, not paid though. Silvagni taps it on. Glasgow comes out with it. Long hand pass. English takes it, puts it on to Madden. Too long to get rid of the ball, and a good tackle sees Morwood get it across to Turner. Turner goes short. Beers with a hand pass to Williams. Williams swings it across the ground. Richardson, can he take it? Yes. So Mike Richardson within kicking distance. 18 points to margin. Richardson with 1 goal to his credit. A kick by Richardson. Swinging back and through the centre. So 2 goals between the sides. And we're midway through the term.
The scoreboard showing Carlton 12-9, 81. Collingwood 10-9, 69 on 7's big lead.
When it comes to your insurance, there's a name you need to know. They're safe and sure and they care for you more than the SIO.
I've been insured with SIO for years. Not long ago, I had an accident, a bad one. The car was a writer. Boy, was I glad I had an SIO agreed value policy. Instead of just getting market value, which could have been a much lower figure, I got back the full sum insured from SIO with no hassles. So if you have an accident, big or small, it's great to know with SIO, you'll be well looked after.
Victorian grown, victorious, only the SIO.
They're okay.
Out of this hi-fi video recorder comes the best sound you'll get today. Now that's real hi-fi video.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and in Sunday Press this week you'll read the latest from the Oval in the vital 6th Test. Australia has to win the match to retain the Ashes, and Sunday Press cricket writers Keith Stackpole and Rod Nicholson will bring you all the details on and off the field. In football, Neil Roberts reports on Ron Barassi on his last day at Melbourne. There's also the story of controversial water babies who are born in the ocean among the dolphins. The sport, the interesting and the unusual are in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
Scoreboard into the ground.
Centre bounce, and it is a shocker out wide towards the wing. It'll favour Collingwood as the kick is put forward down towards the half-forward line. The juggling mark not paid. Glasgow picks it up, gets it quickly across to Dean, who goes back towards centre wing. Robertson it was, in fact. Morwood claims it, gets the handball out to Rains. Another one towards Beers, picks it up on the half volley. He's clear, in towards half-forward. It's a shocking kick. Atrocious disposal, and Peter Rowe takes the mark. Goes up towards a congested half-forward line. Plenty of pushing and shoving, and the man that was in front was Wayne Johnston. He's had a pretty good game.
And a good duel there in the centre, Sandy.
Yep, his left foot pass. Madden and McClure. both tipped over the line.
Wayne Johnson with 18 kicks and 5 hand passes. Jeff Raines 20 kicks and 11 hand passes.
There's the throw in. Williams at the back. Gets the handball away. Across to Greg Phillips. Looking for Neville Shaw. With him is Peter Dean. He was held. But he still wins out. Does well. Gets it onto the left foot, up towards the half-forward line. Greg Phillips has to stand his ground, gets ripped off the football. The umpire calls play on as Sumner gets a hurry kick down towards Abernethy, and he takes the mark. Under plenty of pressure from Glasgow, and no doubt will be pulled back off the mark. Now 15. Abernethy says, I'm going long to Taylor, and long he goes. He called him out. Cloak. The free kick, I think, is gone against Taylor. Silvagni straight across to Alvin. Tommy a bounce and kicking up towards the half-back line. Peter McConville lost his concentration momentarily. Quick to regain it, however, with a fine tackle. And once again, ball over the line. No, that's right. 12 points the difference. 16 and a half minutes play. Dool over the top. Williams trying to get a kick away. Dool again. And eventually Rowan Sauce says, let's see if we can get it away with other guys. Another goal for Collingwood. Just what they want at the moment. Madden wins it. Mullane ends up on his rear. Not before he gets a kick taken by McConville. Back towards centre wing. No mark taken by Muller. Waiting down was Greg Phillips. Goes with the left foot towards Cloak. Up before acceptances. Great tackle. Outstanding tackle. Bruce Abernethy. And it will be Beers to send Collingwood forward. Silvagni in from the side to effect the spoil. Pushes it down in front for McConville. He too is well tackled. Tried to get the handball to English. Overrun. Road comes over the top. With him was Des English and another bounce.
Only 2 kicks separating the sides. 2 goals in favour of Carlton, and Carlton have only scored 1 point in 17 and a half minutes of play in this final term. Madden gets the tap down. Road couldn't take possession. Williams gets the short kick forward. It bounces just before the line. So we're trying to take place in the Collingwood forward pocket. Collingwood having plenty of chances in this quarter, but not finding goals easy to come by. They've kicked 2 goals, 1. Carlton, as I said, 1 point. As Mark Williams with blood streaming from the eye. Madden gets the tap. English takes it. Gets the short kick forward and finds Road.
So Road putting Carlton out of trouble momentarily to Alvin. Tommy Alvin on the half-back line. Long up towards the wing. McClure 2-on-1. Fraser Murphy comes in to lend support. McClure at the bottom. Puts his body over it. And Glenn Jones, no alternative but to come in and have a bounce. So, 18 and a half minutes played. And still, Collingwood fighting desperate. Trailing by only 12 points. Muller up high. Kick well smothered. An opportunity for Mullane. Umpire allowing play to go on as Murphy gets a hurried kick out wide towards Muller. Keeps it in play. McCormack the spoiler. Now the pressure's on. Sumner. Greg Phillips over the top. Who's waiting down? Beers. An opportunity. Kick it, say the crowd. And eventually Beers does. Down towards Cloak. Didn't try and mark. Tried to tap it on. Williams is clear at half forward. Puts it down towards full forward. Taylor and Silvagni. Taylor can play on and goal. And he does. The Maggies are back. 6 points the difference. They haven't had a lot to cheer about this season, but this could be finishing it off on a positive note. Brian Taylor has kicked goal number 5. Carlton 12-9. Collingwood 11-9. Great action coming away on 7s. Big lead.
With approximately 10 minutes of football left to play, and 1 kick between the sides as Williams got the ball down, and Brian Taylor kicked his 5th goal. 81 for 75. What a vital bounce. There's the board. 12-9, 11-9. Madden gets a tap. Tapped on by Mullane. Neville Shaw takes it. Hooks it out wide. Beers is there. Clear on his own at the moment. Will it bounce right? It does. Mark Beers swings it back. Looking for Cloak. Finds that player. Cloak now. Not far from the point of the centre square. Williams loose again. Again drives it forward. Taylor in the square once more. Taylor can't take the mark. McConville gets the hand pass to Reece Jones. Carlton temporarily out of the danger zone. Kenny Hunter's there, but it bounces away from him. Over the boundary line it goes. And a throw-in to take place on the Collingwood half-forward line. Almost 21 minutes have gone in the final term here at Victoria Park. And exactly one kick. VFL Park, I'm sorry. It is Collingwood. But Madden gets a tap. Taken by Johnston. His kick up towards half-forward. Nobody there for Collingwood. Greg Smith kicked off the ground by Harms. Harms racing after it again. Will kick it over to the ground again. Follow the ball along. Will he get a favourable bounce? No, it goes over the line. And the throw-in to take place. A good play by Wayne Harms, nonetheless. And Carlton fans would be happy. Good play by Phillips also. Great defensive work to just keep at Harms and put the pressure on. Can Carlton score? And only kicked 1 point in the 21.5 minutes of football in this term. McClure gets it down. Sumner. The short kick comes up towards half-back. The hand pass comes out. Glasgow taking it from Dean into the square. Phillips takes the mark. The hand pass this time accepted by Neville Shaw. Shaw in towards the centre. Rains is there to take the mark for Collingwood. Jeff Rains gets it moving. The point of the square. Cloak from behind. Can't take the mark. McConville caught one as he put it forward. Dean across now to Hunter. Hunter up towards the half-forward line. McClure in the front position takes a nice mark. Plays on immediately. Down towards the square. Greg Smith there. Can't take the mark. Sumner comes through. Gathers it well. He's played an excellent game. Wench goes short. And the big fellows takes the mark. No punt attempted as the Wes Fellows with a 15-metre penalty. Puts it long in towards the centre. McConville over the top. Cannot take the mark. Tapped wide that time by Mullane. Another good player for Collingwood. Gets it out to Collins. Collins goes short. Finds Richardson. Back to Collins. Under pressure. Can he get the ball clear? No, he cannot. He is penalised. And so Carlton get a reprieve. So Carlton from defence. Road puts the ball out wide. Good attempt. No, surely it wasn't a mark that's paid, but McConville with it nonetheless. McConville goes short. Fellows up, takes a nice mark. So back it'll go again. The hand pass to Morwood. Likewise into Williams in the centre. Williams towards centre half forward. Tony Shaw takes it. As usual, Tony Shaw in the thick of things right throughout. Shaw looking for Taylor. An awkward bounce, favours Silvagni. Good play by the youngster. A nice hand pass. Then he goes on and tells Harms exactly where he is. Harms onto the chest of Hunter. Hunter with a long kick towards the forward area. McCormack comes out to take a lovely mark. Peter McCormack, not sure which way to go. Has Abernathy short. He's not going to look for him though. Licks to go for the long kick, hoping for Rains. Harms up high. Coming through was Greg Smith of Collingwood from the wing. Smith goes for the pass. Collins couldn't take it. McConville runs into trouble and he's penalised. So it's Collins with a kick on centre wing. 6 points the margin. Almost into time on. The kick across from Williams now. Excellent player Williams. Puts it long and high. Taylor couldn't take the mark. Beers coming through. So too Meldrum kicks it off the ground. Close to the boundary line. Meldrum traps it well. Goes short. And McConville takes a nice mark. McConville at half back. Close to time on. 4 or 5 minutes of football to play. Morwood in the front position. Turner takes it. Offloaded by Hunter. Hunter held when not in possession. Forces the ball forward to Muller. Muller loses it, and I think very harshly penalised under the circumstances. But it's Sumner. A good player for Collingwood. Sumner's kick off the side of the boot. McConville over the top of Collins takes a nice mark. McConville playing an excellent quarter of football. Out wide looking for Madden. Madden too tall for Williams, takes the mark. So Justin Madden from centre wing. Looks for McClure. Good effort by McClure, but couldn't take it. Thumped forward by Turner. Williams coming through. Good play by English. The long hand pass. Intercepted by Morwood. His kick in towards the centre. Bruce Dool out in front. Forces it forward. Takes it well. The hand pass. He was looking for Meldrum. He was held. We're not in possession. And Paul Meldrum will take the kick. Jeff Grains saying that he dropped it. Nonetheless, umpire Glenn James giving Meldrum the benefit of the doubt. Meldrum having his 18th kick of the game. With those 18 kicks, 3 of which have been goals. Straight down towards half forward. Hunter collided with his teammate. Greg Smith comes through, loses it, but gets good support from Turner. Turner, a floating kick, and a good mark to Beers. So Beers of Collingwood wants to get it moving in a hurry. Collins down there for Collingwood. Silvagni out in front of Taylor. Good play again, and he finds Dean. Well, that's real pressure football, and responding to the pressure is young Silvagni. Dean out wide. Murphy the mark. Carlton holding Collingwood at bay, but one kick it is. 12-9 to 11-9. Fraser Murphy. 27 minutes gone. Off the hands of the pack. Turner gets the hand pass over the top. McCormack of Collingwood up towards the wing. Drives it towards half forward. Clope and Dool. Punched away by Dool. Over the boundary line it goes. And the throw-in will take place midway between centre wing and half forward flank for Collingwood. Will not be a long quarter. There's the siren. Carlton running out winners by 6 points. 12-9, 81 to 11-9, 75.
You're watching Seven's Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Well, as you saw in those early highlights, Carlton getting off to a very good start at VFL Park today, kicking 7 goals in the first quarter, but held to only 1 point in the final term to hang on and win by the proverbial kick. The Blues home by 6 points as we check the stats, and we see that Carlton had more frees, hit-outs and shots at goal. Collingwood on top in kicks, marks and handballs. And in the goals this afternoon, for Carlton, Meldrum got 4 goals and McConville 2. And for the Magpies today, the major contributor was Brian Taylor. He finished with 5, Richardson 2, and Williams also kicked 2 goals. You're watching 7's Big League. We'll take a break. Back with more action after this.
Next up, we look at another Silvagni in action on 7's Big League.
Here are tonight's Stats 2 results, just drawn under government supervision.
Westpac's Getting Started package. Handle your money your way and live life the way you want to. Get started at Westpac, the bank.
This remote control has a place in tomorrow's TV. It's right here in this National Portable.
Doing things around the home, I need all the help I can get, and that's why I go to Homestead. Product, price, and good advice.
Tonight, following 7's Big League, teenage alcoholism becomes a crusade for Quincy at 8:30. A terrible shock is in store for Valdine on Knott's Landing, while Chase fights fire with fire on Falcon Crest. A great night's entertainment tonight on 7.
Welcome back to Sevens Big League. Time to check the leading goal kickers after the 22 home and away rounds. And still on top is Footscray's Simon Beasley, only one today against the Saints for a season's tally of 93. Bernie Quinlan, game number 350, saw him boot 4 goals for a tally of 84. Gary Ablett 5 and Brian Taylor 5 also for 82 and 80 respectively. Michael Roach will finish the season with 80 goals. And Tony Lockett today 4 goals in the Saints' fine performance down at Moorabbin, and he finished the season with a tally of 79. If you were having a punt on the football this afternoon, it turned out like this. Carlton selection 1, 13.35, a big dividend that. Richmond selection 7, 6.95. Hawthorn selection 10, $5.05. Geelong selection 16, 7.05. St Kilda selection 3, thought it might have paid more, but $8.90. The footy quad today was like this. Carlton, Richmond, Hawthorn and Geelong you required, and the selections 1, 3, 4 and 7 for a return of $889.30. And speaking of return, let's return to the past now in NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. Our host as usual, Sandy Roberts, good evening.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome once again to NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. The last of the home and away games. We go into the finals, so perhaps it's only fitting that we feature a name that is synonymous with finals over the years. And for youngsters, I'm sure you'll know the name for Carlton of Steve Silvagni, who has certainly made his mark in senior ranks this year. But let's go way back to 1958, because it was then that Steve's father, Serge, began what turned out to be a wonderful career with the Carlton club. He played right through until 1971, amassing some 239 games. Interestingly enough, he won the goal kicking for the club in 1959 with a huge total of 40 goals. If you haven't seen him, he was a great player. So this week, we're featuring Carlton's Sergio Silvagni.
He has the big wind behind him, but he's not normally a long kick. The breeze could help him a lot. The kick up toward the end of the 10-yard square, they fly. No result from the pack, who was pushed out there by Silvagni. He's still following the ball up, playing it very strongly, and Silvagni clears to the outer side of the ground of Carlton. Pennell's kick towards half forward on the outer side. It's Silvagni getting the front berth, has taken them up. Try and punch from the yes. Play on's called the umpire, and a rightful decision too. Taken by Jones and kicked straight away back toward the centre where Silvagni flies and makes the marking look easy. Taking it on his chest. With the left foot he drives in towards centre half forward.
That's the old story. If you're going to run into their backs, run into it properly. Up it goes now, up towards centre half forward. Silvagni, sir. And that must have been a surprise to Serge too. Takes it now, plays on quick.
Forward line, but there's going to be a big pack hit it. Oh, and Serge Silvagni claims the mark over the top of everybody.
It's into the third term with Footscray leading by 1 point. That's the story as the ball is driven up towards the centre, and Silvagni comes in, marks, plays on up towards centre half forward.
Thorpe been a very creative player for Footscray again today. Coming downfield now, his kick wasn't a good one. Down Silvagni. Silvagni drives it back to active. He's found his teammate all right. It's got managed one right in the stomach by the look of things.
Hand pass out here. Footscray through Bissett, move forward down the centre of the ground. It's dropping short. Silvagni will mark it. It's for the free kick. Silvagni's in there for Carlton.
Jones, he dropped the mark. Down it went. Silvagni bustled his way through there. Trudden and Jesselenko again.
Jackson and Adamson go for it, but it's Silvagni. Oh, he's in trouble. Out they come after the ball. It's Stuart Trott. But Silvagni showing amazing pace.
Pops the short one in, and Silvagni is marked.
Down with the ball for St Kilda. Down forward again, it's the old master, Silvagni. Back race clear of goal. Green tries a short one, it's a glorious pass. Oh!
So there he is, Carlton's Serge Silvagni in action, and it's good to see that young son Stephen looks set to carry on the family tradition. Incidentally, for those that didn't know, Serge won the club's best and fairest back in 1962. Those highlights, incidentally, particularly for Jason Findling of Plenty, Robert Handley of Jacana, and Mr. Adrian Bazzo of Narracourt. We certainly hope that you enjoyed them. Well, it's time once again to make one of our draws here on NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks, because NEC have made available a wonderful portable colour television set. We've given the barrel a good old shake, and we thank you for the thousands of letters that we have received. And let's see who we've got this week that's going to win that wonderful NEC portable colour television set. It is Andrew Stevens of Rock Valley up there in New South Wales. Andrew, you're going to get great enjoyment in watching Seven's Match of the Day in particular up there in New South Wales with your NEC portable colour television. Once again next week, we'll relive some more great highlights in NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks.
Throughout season 85, all letters will go into our Fantastic Footy Flashbacks barrel and be eligible to win one of 6 magnificent portable televisions from NEC. At the end of the season, all entries will go back into the barrel for the major prize draw of this outstanding 63cm stereo colour television and a VHS video hi-fi from NEC, high technology colour television and video.
Well, thank you, Don, and thank you, Sandy. I wonder how many of you at home picked the commentators there on that clip. Mike Williamson, of course, Bluey Adams, Jack Edwards, glad to say, still with us, and the other one was Butch Gale. You're watching Sevens Big League, and could I remind you that NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks will, of course, be continuing during the final series. We'll take a break, more action shortly.
The Hawks gear up for September, next on Sevens Big League.
The new Hoover President dishwasher is so quiet, it's quieter than a mouse. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
The world award-winning Mazda 626 is now even closer to perfection. Announcing the new model, fully imported Mazda 626 with new wedge aerodynamics, all-new steering, computer-controlled suspension, and four-wheel disc brakes that give the word performance a new, precise meaning. The new, fully imported Mazda 626. No other car in its class drives near it.
She is a creature of legend. In an age of sorcery and savagery.
Well, what have we here?
Demons.
No!
And dragons. She may be the last unicorn.
Now showing at the Australia Twin and selected village cinemas.
Match of the day today again featured Hawthorn at Princes Park. Last week, up against their co-tenants Carlton, and this afternoon taking on North Melbourne, the two sides that figured in that sensational draw at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in round 11. At stake for the Hawks was the double chance in the finals, as a loss could mean facing the Kangaroos again next week in the cutthroat elimination final. Once again, the matchup of former Hawk great John Kennedy against his old side, and he was up against his friend Alan Jeans. Wayne Schimmelbusch and Keith Gregg were selected in the Kangaroos lineup today. They did take the field, while for the Hawks, Colin Robertson was preferred to Rodney Eade. North Melbourne, by the way, had to make two changes in their selected side. They lost Law and Dwyer. Tonight, we begin our replay at the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. North Melbourne leading by 6 points, and with me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
Burton was moved to centre-half back last quarter against Carlton. Matthews knocked away by McDonald. This defence working pretty well. They've kept Hawthorn goalless so far. Arsiri out for Schimmelbusch. Good mark taken by Hand. It's around Larkin. Shocking kick. Ayres. What's he doing down there? Morris. Likewise, two Hawthorn defenders on the half-forward flank. Morris is well shepherded, and he's a good long kick, this fellow, up towards full forward. Kennedy can't take the mark. As I said, North Melbourne's defence doing an excellent job so far. Crocker to Glendinning, and they've kept the Hawks goalless so far. Glendinning, be a free kick. Byrne, left half forward flank. Michael Byrne about 65 metres from goal. Not a great kick, ball standing right up into the breeze. Out come the North Melbourne defenders. Burton claiming the mark. It won't be one. Tuck boot the ball quickly in towards Langford. It bounces through. Hawthorn's first. It came up at the 10-minute mark of the quarter, and so on Sevens Big League, the scoreboard dead level, 1-2 apiece in our match of the day.
Well, that was good play on the part of Langford that time. He held Gregg at bay and let the ball trickle through for a goal. So we're just on the 10.5-minute mark of this first quarter, and scores a dead level, 1 goal, 2, 8 points apiece. Waiting for the centre bounce again. As I said before, the crowd building up round about the 20,000 mark. Knocked out by McDonald. Beat Byrne for the knockout. Picked up again here by Schimmelbusch. Centre half forward he runs to. Has a long kick at goal, but he's up. Oh, might come around. Not what about a leg break for that one. Spun around beautifully for a goal. It looked as though it had no hope in the world of going through for a goal. It's going out of bounds. And there's the kick. 2 goals, 2-14. North Melbourne to Hawthorn. 1 goal, 2, 8 points. Watch it again. Schimmelbusch takes advantage of no one being within sight of him there. Has a long kick, but it was hit the edge of the kick-off mark there and did a leg break. Broke off at right angles and through for a goal. If you're going to win these games, you've got to have a bit of luck going your way. Not only goes to these sort of matches, it goes into the finals, and particularly in the grand final, picked up by Archieri. Archieri's kick is short, and a good mark taken here by Jonas. North Melbourne looking good, a long kick at goal. It's coming around again, but not enough this time. He couldn't do a shimmer, and it's through for 1 point. So they move on to 2 goals, 3-15 for Hawthorn, 1 goal, 2-8. And we're just on the 12-minute mark of this, the first quarter. Ball back into play again. Buckenau's got the chance of marking. Got away from his shadow that time in Crocker. The ball kicked up that time by Hawthorn. By Wallace. Going out to now is Demetrio. Picks it up right on the boundary line. Oh, that's a bad kick. Dunstall in the front pocket there. Gets a hand pass over to Kennedy. A shot at goal. It might be all right. It's a goal. So it's only a point the difference now. 2 goals, 2-14 Hawthorn, and North Melbourne 2-3-15.
Kennedy putting that one through from the boundary line. Had a good shepherd, a fine hand pass. Not much daylight between the posts for Kennedy, but was able to pop it through for Hawthorn second. Tuck and Kennedy, the goal kickers for Hawthorn. Feely and Schimmelbusch, the goal kickers for North Melbourne. North have been getting the ball out of the centre, though, on each occasion. North Melbourne by a point as we approach the 13-minute mark of the first quarter. Byrne this time gets it away for Hawthorn. Matthews well up from the forward pocket. Byrne again, knocked further forward. Once again, though, Demetriou, hurried hand pass out towards Holt on centre wing. Holt almost caught by Matthews. Ramsey, Matthews' opponent, back towards centre wing. The bounce favours McCann. Gets clear of Lester Smith. Larkin out of the bog over there. Ground still very heavy in that part of the ground. Jonas can't take the mark. Morris paddles it further forward. Knock on out to Buckenara. Buckenara back towards the edge of the square. Is that a mark to McDonald? Umpire says no, thought it was. Wallace chips it short. Back towards the centre circle. Smith for North Melbourne. Does it beautifully. Fine tackle. Dispossessed pretty quickly. And it will be a bounce just right at the centre circle. And there's plenty of good tackles going in there. Neither side able to break clear. Centre of the ground is okay. It's the wings, in particular the outer one, that are quite heavy. Steele went down. Trip. Umpire says he was tripped. Steele was one of the late inclusions in the North Melbourne side. Shocking kick by Steele. Buckenara sockers it off the ground. It's out towards centre wing. Hodgman. Beautiful tackle. Umpire plays the advantage rule to Hawthorn. Green takes possession. Long hand pass. Brereton, 40 metres out from goal, shoots a treasure shot, well off target. Ramsey the flyer. It's a pointer out of bounds. It's the latter, I think, and on the foot. So Brereton having the golden opportunity to put Hawthorn ahead, couldn't do so. And Roy Ramsey defensively towards the outer side. And the Breeze do the work. At the back, oh, Byrne, great mark. Gets the hand pass away predictably. Onto Michael Tuck, who kicked Hawthorn's first goal in towards the 10-metre square. Langford coming out, read that beautifully. Saw it dropping short. Well, Dunstall it is, and takes the mark. And so the Queenslander, a chance to put through his first goal of the day. He's a very accurate kick, this fellow. And doesn't let Hawthorn down on that occasion. Brings up 2 flags. His first goal at the 15-minute mark of the quarter. And Hawthorn hit the front for the first time. 3-2-20 to 2-3-15 at Princes Park.
Well, it's a pretty close game so far. North Melbourne have done most of the attacking, and the difference only 5 points. There's Byrne taking a great mark out there at half forward. And, of course, that was the mark that put him in business for that goal. 20 plays 15 in favour of Hawthorn, just over the 15.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Wallace grabs the ball, a hand pass back to Morris. Morris boots the ball back to centre half forward, but there's Glendenning in the way to take the mark for North Melbourne. Glendenning goes out wide. McCann, oh God, there's nearly a mark there to Byrne, but the umpire didn't play it. Ramsey's got Demetrio's grab, down goes Buckenara. It's left to Green to get it out to Wallace. Wallace is upended, but he still gets the ball over to Kennedy, doing better today, looking out wide for Langford. Langford and Gregg having a great battle there. A hand pass, a beauty. Over there to DPN Melico, a shot at goal, that's good. Great play on the part of Langford. for that time.
It was a top hand pass, wasn't it?
Certainly was. 4 goals, 2-26 Hawthorn and North Melbourne, 2 goals, 3-15. Great scouting on the part of DP Domenico, but Langford was the man that made the play. Watch this again. Greg right on his tail. Picks it up. He knew where the DP Domenico was there. And Alberti had no trouble in booting that through for Hawthorn's 4th goal. 16.5 minutes gone, or just over that mark. The first quarter.
3 goals in 4 minutes to Hawthorn.
Chance for McDonald to knock it out. He does. No one there for North Melbourne. Punched away by Morris. And doesn't that guy improve? There's a go for Matthews now. He's grabbed. In goes Glendinning. Tries to get a kick off the ground. He does. DP Domenico breaks clear. Hand pass over to Robertson. A snap at goal. But he's off target and it's through for 1 point. So it's Hawthorn moving on now to 4 goals, 3-27 to North Melbourne 2-3-15. Hawthorn starting to get back on top now, even though North Melbourne got off to a very good start in the first 10 minutes or so. It's Keith Gregg playing at full back, drives the ball back into play. That's a long kick, taking full advantage of the wind, but no one there for North Melbourne. An easy mark taken to by Robertson. Robertson out there, short of half back, half forward. Ramsey in front. There's a great mark to Tuck. Judged that beautifully. And Tucky would only be about 30 metres out directly in front. And Michael Tuck's already kicked 1 goal. Positioned himself beautifully, that mark. The North Melbourne players didn't know what day it was. So Tuck's got the chance to score goal number 2. And, of course, goal number 5 for Hawthorn. Only about 30 metres out from goal directly in front. There's the kick on its way. And he's put that through for a goal. So Hawthorn move on to 5 goals, 3-33. For North Melbourne, 2 goals, 3-15 at the 18-minute mark of this first quarter.
2 goals to Tuck, 1 to Dunstall and 1 to Kennedy. The goal kickers for Hawthorn. Tuck in behind for this mark, set himself beautifully for it and was able to drag it down over the top of Keith Gregg, the veteran Hawthorn player, over the top of the dual Brownlow medalist. Both have been fine contributors for their clubs. Hawthorn by 3, 18.5 minutes into the first quarter. Buckenara got one too high. Buckenara last week started off well until he was met solidly by Rhys Jones. He's starting off well again today. Buckenara to half forward. Langford and Brereton. Ball socket out towards Larkin for North Melbourne. Larkin should get there first. He'll pick it up if he can through the mud. In the back will be the decision of the umpire. It must have been, I thought it was the other way. Dunstall takes it for Hawthorn. Dunstall up towards Bertie, Dippy and Domenico at the back, and Bertie's got the mark. He's turned around very quickly, fires the hand pass on to Kennedy. Don't know why he did that. Ramsey. Umpire calling play on. Smith does, gets it out to Gregg. I mean, when you're within kicking distance, and he was only about 15 metres out, why don't you have a shot? Tuck does, and puts it through for a point. I mean, can you understand that?
I can never understand it, but I think Bobby Skilton and I mention this every week, particularly when we're together up there in Sydney. When you're within kicking distance, always have a shot at goal.
Especially when he kicked one there from 5 minutes ago.
That's right.
Keith Gregg. Kicking it well today. This time he favours the press box wing. Who's he looking for out there? Holt, yes, he doesn't let him down. Holt decides to go for the hand pass or get it out to Crocker. Well, free kick it might have been. Morris at the back, punches it away from Jonas. Lester Smith, right centre wing for Hawthorn. Short pass is effective. Buckenara on to Wallace. Wallace from inside the square, down towards full forward and Matthews, but Ramsey's beaten him pointless so far. And Ramsey, from the right back pocket, will get North Melbourne out of danger.
Well, he's kept him kickless so far, Pete.
Schimmelbusch in front of Kennedy.
But don't write him off, because this guy can get 3 goals in 3 minutes and the game's all over, Matthews.
As he did last week against Carlton in the final quarter.
That's right, 20.5 minutes gone of this first quarter. Hawthorn looking good now. They're showing a bit of strength. Oh, Demetrio overran the ball. This allows Buckenara to go for a long kick over the half forward line. The back there is Langford, couldn't hold the mark. He's grabbed by Gregg, over to Tuck. He's upended. Oh, a good bump that time, but I don't know about that. I thought Hickey caught him fair and square.
Oh, you got to be kidding, Lou.
I'd reckon that was a fair bump.
Well, he knocked him out. You watch this again.
Oh, well, look, I tell you what, I still think it was a fair bump, Pete. The other fella ducked his head.
Disagree. Well, he hit him on the head.
Well, that's because he ducked his head. It's bad luck. I certainly hope that Tuck...
Oh, you got to be kidding, Lou. I disagree totally.
Well, he's not in a very good position. Let's hope that Tuck's okay. Certainly stunned him. Score at the 21.5-minute mark is Hawthorn 5 goals, 4-34 to North Melbourne 2-3-15.
He'll be coming off.
If you're like me, when it comes to hardware, you'll need all the help you can get. And Homestead make hardware easy. Product, price, and good advice.
They got drive, they've got energy, they got knowledge and technology.
The team that developed oils for the space shuttle, the team that keeps this car in the race, is the mobile team that brings you Super Drop, the oil that's friction modified for 20,000 kilometers.
They're your mobile team. They're your mobile team.
These are the magnificent new Series 3 Bluebirds. They're packed with luxury features and a new, more efficient 2-litre engine. This month, you can drive home in a brand new Bluebird for just $10,990. Oh, we don't need these. That's because there's no extra costs. Your Nissan dealer is including all on-road costs. This is a once-only price of $10,990 for the Bluebird GL 4-speed. Come alive, come and drive Nissan.
Michael Tuck left the field. He failed to reappear later in the game. Hawthorn by 20 points now. We're 26 minutes into the first term.
For Hawthorn, losing Michael Tuck, happened to be taken off the ground on a stretcher. Once again, it keeps Greg going for left foot. It's not a good kick, but Buckenara dropped an easy one. He's got time to recover, drive the ball back to Wallace under pressure there, but takes a good mark around about centre half court, about 55 metres out from goal. And that's a good kick by Wallace into the goal square. The pack fly, that's Langford flying over the top of the pack, couldn't hold the mark, and it's through for 1 point. So North Melbourne still trailing 2 goals, 3-15 to Hawthorn, 5-6-36. Well, this quarter could go for about 31 minutes. We must have lost about 2 or 3 minutes with the Michael Tuck incident. Ball pushed out by Glendenning, tried to juggle it, dives on the ball again. He can't get it clear. Lester Smith is grabbed. Steele gets a hand pass, but it's a free kick to Lester Smith. He wasn't in charge then when he was grabbed. Over it goes to Ayres. A long kick up there towards the full forward position. Langford coming in, pushed out by McDonald. Deep he had a minute ago over to Brereton. He's grabbed around the shoulder. And he'll get a free kick. There's nothing about that one. And, of course, I think Peter mentioned before that Brereton's had a pretty dirty time the last 3 weeks. And they need this guy firing in the final because he's one of the most brilliant forwards in the business. But that was a free kick all the way. Got into his back, over his shoulder. Anything you want to name, he had it.
Well, he came down after the first exchange of the match limping rather badly, but he seems to have recovered.
27 minutes gone of this first quarter. Brereton a chance now to put their 6th goal on the board from about 30 metres out from goal. He's yet to score one. There it is on its way. That's a good kick by Brereton through for a goal, and Hawthorn move on to 6 goals, 42 points. And North Melbourne 2-3-15. North Melbourne got off to a very good start. They looked as though they were going to make a game of this, but as this quarter went on, you could see Hawthorn getting on top of them. What's that free kick to Brereton? It's got him around the shoulder into his back. So he got a double banger there. Centre bounce again, just on the 28-minute mark of this first quarter. Knocked out by McDonald, grabbed by Wallace, and boy, can he pick up a kick. It goes back now to Brereton. Brereton in the front posse, Glendenning well behind. He's got time to make up his mind as he goes for hand pass to Wallace. Not a good one, but Wallace will try and get it again. Down it goes. They stack up there, and the umpire said it'll be a ball up about 45 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. North Melbourne, of course, would be kicking to the end that appears to be favoured by the breeze. But at this ground, it does blow across. Well, they both missed that. The ruckman picked up by Steele. It's a wild kick back there towards half forward. Knocked on by Byrne. Going after it is Morris. Larkins there too for North Melbourne. Picks it up there at half back to Achiri. Achiri goes for a kick over the half forward line. In front is Cracker. Got under that one. Knocked on by Hodgman. Green's got him covered. He was going to go for a hand pass. Looking for Fairley. Fairley and Mew having a great battle there. Fairley's in the top position here now. He's only got to pick it up and get away. He goes for a pass. Looking for Holt. And Holt takes the mark. That was good play on the part of Phil, even though he was going away from the goal.
He's got a 15-metre penalty.
Well, this gives him a chance to score because he'd only be about 35 metres out now.
What's that, Lou?
He's kicking into the breeze. So he's got to kick for that left-hand goal post. So the breeze will bring the ball back to the middle of the goal post. Let's see what he can do. He's got a left footer. That's what he should do with it. And has he done that? No, he's off target. It's through for 1 point.
Their first score since the 11-minute mark, Lou, and we're now nearly 30 minutes into the term.
Okay, Peter, it's 2 goals, 4-16. North Melbourne trailing Hawthorn 6-6-42.
As Lou mentioned, there'll be a fair bit of time on in view of the incident involving Michael Tuck and Hodgman getting a free kick for in the back or whatever. Hodgman left half forward. Now he's got the breeze right behind him. So if he aims for the left goal post, no, he's gone for a short pass. It's a ripper. Well, fairly just about got there. Mew paddles the ball further forward. Archeri trying to get onto Wallace, couldn't do so. Wallace had fired out the hand pass, but umpire Ian Robertson has decided on a bounce about 20 metres out from the North Melbourne goal, maybe 25. Byrne and Glendinning. Glendinning maybe moved down to the forward line, has he? He started at centre half back on Dermot Brereton. Keep an eye on that one. And they're really playing tricks with the ball this afternoon. Kennedy, DP Domenico, Matthews. This will be his first kick for the day. If in fact he decides to go for one, he has. He's chipped it in short. Mark taken by Dunstall, left half forward flank, about 70 metres from goal though. Long kick by the Queenslander. Brereton at the back with Keith Gregg. Keith Gregg gets the crumbs and gets them well and rushes the ball through for 1 point to Hawthorn, taking the Hawks total now to 6-7-43. North Melbourne 2-4-16 at Princes Park. Keith Gregg seemingly in the play just about all the time, either kicking in or defending down there for the Kangaroos. He's doing a pretty good job. McDonald and Byrne. Passmore. McDonald. Over to Smith. Steele. High ball towards the outer flank. Lester Smith just about into the back of Glendinning. Passmore. Wobbly punt kick, only travels about 20 metres. Jonas. Looks for the hand pass. Schimmelbusch fumbles. Doesn't often do that. Green clobbered him. No free kick for that. The umpire didn't see it. Buckenara. Wallace. Wallace at centre field. He's gone out towards right half forward. Mark taken by Kennedy, one of Hawthorn's good players in the opening term. On to Loveridge. He made a meal of it, but took the hand pass ultimately. Fires it goal, and he's got it. Great play. And Loveridge put him through his first goal. He came on to replace Michael Tuck. 7-7-49 to 2-4-16. Loveridge's first goal. Let's watch that again. Kennedy and to Loveridge. He fumbles it initially, but got a good bounce, was good enough to recover well. That was a fine shot at goal. And Hawthorn 7th at the 32-minute mark of the quarter.
Well, they're looking good now, Pete. Hawthorn. They got well on top of North. North started off okay, but they've fallen in a heap. Got no coordination at all on their forward line. That's why they've got Glendinning down there to give them a bit of power, a bit of strength.
33 points the difference. Handley. That kick is pretty short. Out comes Dunstall with Passmore. And it will be a bounce at centre half forward for Hawthorn.
32.5 minutes gone. As we said before, a long quarter because of the hold-up with the injury of Michael Tuck. 7-7-49 to North Melbourne 2-4-16. North Melbourne wouldn't want to be trounced in this match either. Loveridge gets a hand pass back to Buckenara. Back it goes again. They're doing as they like, as we see DP Domenico break gear of the pack over to Wallace. He's got the mark. Now he called play on, but Wallace still recovers okay. He usually does. Back it goes to Handley. And by golly, the more I see this young fella, the better I like him.
He's going to be a good player, isn't he?
Certainly is. And I said last week that Silvagni would possibly be the recruit of the year. There's the side who in the first quarter. He's got a chance to score his first goal.
Well, a few have stood out, haven't they, Lou? Handley, Bays, and
this fella,
Silvagni.
Silvagni, and possibly a boy from Geelong called Couch. There's the kick coming on its way now from Handley. That's a good kick, and it's a goal. So a great start for Hawthorn. They're 8 goals, 7.59. Let me get the score right. 8 goals, 7.55 to North Melbourne. 2 goals, 4.16.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on NEC, Australia's champion colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all. NEC, our champion colour Colour TV.
Here's a great offer from NEC. Choose your next colour TV from the NEC range, and then, if you reckon there's a better colour TV picture, they'll give your money back. So see for yourself.
See it try, see it fall, see it best of all. NEC, our champion Colour TV.
On Saturdays, Alex goes to work. What can Bosch do for you this weekend?
It's another Mildura sunrise, and the feeling is good. I know the day is going my way just like I hoped it would. And I'm laughing at the sun, and I'm feeling that I've won, and I watch as the rivers run. I am alive.
If you haven't been to Mildura, you haven't been on holiday.
Our world is shrinking, distances decreasing, the pace of life accelerating, and the news is more important than ever. Throughout the day, throughout the night, Channel 7 has the news for you. Weekdays, Clive Robertson, Ross Simons with 11 a.m. Val Walton with the 7 National News at 6:30. Laurie Wilson with News World at 10:30. Then the news overnight from midnight to 7 a.m. News, 48 and a half hours a week. We've got the news for you on 7.
And so Hawthorn getting off to an excellent start. They led by 39 points at quarter time. We rejoin the game now at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. The Hawks have added 1 point to their quarter time total and lead North Melbourne by 40 points.
Past the Lovely to decide to go for the long kick. They're doing it pretty easy at the moment, Hawthorn. At the back is Ramsey, goes the punch. Going through is Matthews, taps the ball over to Wallace. Short pass, a good one, and marked by Kennedy. Plays on and kicks an easy goal. So Hawthorn doing as they like. 9 goals, 8, 62 points to North Melbourne, 2 goals, 4, 16. As I said before, at quarter time, North Melbourne got off to a pretty good start in the first 2 minutes. I don't know whether Matthews meant to knock it over to Wallace, but as it turned out, it's okay. And a little pass going over to Kennedy. He's played his best game for quite a long time, Pete, for Hawthorn.
Yes, he's doing well. He's running a lot, getting a lot more confidence. Of course, remember that Kennedy started the year after having had a broken leg and took some time to run back into form.
Okay, we're just on the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. 62 plays 16. And North Melbourne's forward line letting them down against this very strong defence of Hawthorn. Knocked out by Langford. Picked up by Morris. Morris's kick is up there to Robertson. Pushed out by Smith. Back to Loveridge. Overruns the ball. Backing up as Morris. A hand pass to Buckenau, just about Hawthorn's best player. And Lester Smith still doing well. Goes for a pass. It's okay. And Kennedy's got the ball out there on the centre wing position. And this is possibly, as I said before, the best game I've seen Kennedy play for a few weeks. There's a mark to McCann. They need this bloke to fire because they haven't got many good marks around the ground, North Melbourne. Jonas, Morris at the back. He'll go the punch. He does that. A long punch back to Wallace. Tries to grab the ball. Backing up well there was Glendenning over to a series. Grab back to Glendenning. He ran in there to his own mate. That time Steele. But he balanced himself okay as he shoots the ball down there looking for Phil Cracker. But he's well covered by Swab. Swab won't let him clear. And that's been Swab's job all day to tag him. Now Phil Cracker gets a hurried kick back there towards the forward line. But he's put it out of bounds on the full. So we're just over the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. And Hawthorn looking pretty strong. 9 goals, 8-62 to North Melbourne, 2-4-16.
Penalty free kick to Hawthorn to be taken by Gary Ayres. Ayres goes around the defensive boundary. McDonald, though, there for Hawthorn as Langford got stuck in the mud. And believe me, there's still quite a lot of mud there, even though we haven't had much rain, I think, since about Wednesday.
North Melbourne lacking a bit of marking power, particularly up there on the forward line. Pete, this strong Hawthorn defence is sweeping them away all the time.
Handley, yes, well, they can't play McCann and Glendenning everywhere, and they're about their 2 best marks. Passmore, he's a good defender. Gets the hand pass out. Smith for North Melbourne just can't quite gather it in. The ball, I think, over the boundary line. Now it's tapped back to Matthews. And Matthews says, thanks very much. Puts it high down towards his opponent, though, Roy Ramsey. And Ramsey takes the grab right on the boundary line, a little bit up from the back pocket. can again. Kicks a real high ball. Morris at the back for Hawthorn, can't take the mark. Spinning out is Lester Smith. Short kick to half forward. Be a funny bounce. Let's see which way it goes. Bounces well for Keith Gregg. Gregg goes effectively toward the boundary line of the press box wing. Will it get there? No, unfortunately for North. It's picked up by DP Domenico, and the short pass is taken by Matthews. It's a funny old kick. Effective nonetheless. I don't know whether it was intended for Brereton Lee, but he's got the mark.
I think he meant that pass, Pete, but the worst thing about North Melbourne's play, or the worst feature about their play, when they do get the ball, they're kicking it very high and not giving their smaller forwards the chance. They've got to kick it wide and give them a chance to run for the ball.
Well, the disposal in the first few minutes when they played well was good. It's deteriorated a little since then. Brereton from 25 metres out, but directly in front, has put that through for a goal, and that's his second, and Hawthorn at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter bring up their 10th. It's 10-8, 68 to 2-4-16 at Princes Park.
Well, thank heavens that North are not playing Hawthorn next week. There's the pass over to Matthews. Matthews' kick is a high one. Well, let's say he lobbed it up there with full intention of Brereton taking the mark. And he's been out of form the last few weeks too.
But playing fairly well today.
Playing better.
6.5 minutes gone, second quarter. 52 points the difference already in favour of Hawthorn. They led by 39 at quarter time. At half-back is Schwab. Just about gets caught with the ball. Umpire says no. He goes for a hand pass ultimately, and umpire Ian Robinson has decided it will be a bounce. Centre half forward for North Melbourne.
So at 68 plays, 16 in favour of Hawthorn. A ball up at centre half forward, about 60 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. That 60 metres would appear to be about 7 mile the way they're playing up there. Glenn Dennings clear. Oh, he's grabbed. Well tackled that time by Lester Smith. Over to Shimmerbush. Taps the ball on, but they get over the trouble in quite easily. Lester Smith again, the best half back flank when they reach to deep here to Menego. Back to Wallace. Wallace is pushed in the back. Probably a bit doubtful that one, but the umpire said it's okay. A hand pass over to Ayres. Ayres there at half forward will go for the long kick up there towards the full forward position. Dunst at the back posse. Going after it now is Bacanara. Demetrio's right on his tail. Picked up by Dunst. Still he's grabbed it. Goes back there to Demetrio again over the half back now. Let's see what North Melbourne can do with this. It goes over there to McDonald. He's on his own. He wants to kick this ball wide, so he gives one of his teammates a chance. Asiri goes for a pass. It's a good one. And that's what they've got to do. Cracker's got it. A short pass again. A mark to Jonas. He should go back and have a kick. He's gone for a short pass. Will he lose it? No. Hodgman in a better position. Only about 35 metres out from goal on a very slight angle.
North Melbourne's best passage of play of the day there. They brought that from the back pocket to full forward without a Hawthorn player touching it.
Well, plus the fact they were kicking the ball wide of their opponents, making them chase them. There's the kick now by Hodgman, but it's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So just over the 8-minute mark of the second quarter, it's Hawthorn 10 goals, 8-68 to North Melbourne 2-5-17. Kick into play again. Lester Smith. Well, I keep on saying this week after week, I'm yet to see him play a poor game. He's still one of their stars again today. There's a bit of good play on the part of Green, Russell Green. Looking for a lead, he gives it to Matthews. It bounces okay, and Lethal has a shot at goal. But the old-timer's off target and through for 1 point. Standing there with the hands on the hips, but that doesn't make any difference to the result. 10 goals, 9-69 for North Melbourne, 2-5-17. And not the greatest effort by North Melbourne to boost the morale for next Saturday's elimination final. Short pass. Ball driven up there by Fury. Tapped on again by Smith it was. A stack up here, knocked out by DP and a minute ago. Picked up by Loveridge. He's always ever ready. And the ball marked by Langford at centre half forward, around about that area.
A bad kick either, Langford. He just about get this.
Well, he's kicking to the breeze to a certain degree, Pete. He's about 50 metres out from goal. There's the kick, not a bad one. Falls a bit short at the back. Oh, that's a great mark to Byrne. And Byrne only about 2 metres out on a very acute angle, but he's got a chance to run around. That's a great mark, but he's big enough to get over that pack. You know, either run around or have a shot with his left foot.
Running the boundary line.
Difficult shot, only about, as I said, 2 metres out from goal. The old left footer coming up. He runs around, and he's put it through for a goal. So it's 11 goals, 75 points, Hawthorn. North Melbourne not looking too hot. 2 goals, 5-17.
It wasn't that long ago, the Holden Ute was all
This all-new Holden Rodeo LS Space Cab is just one of 20 new Rodeo Utes in the family. It's got a paddock of room inside and the most powerful engine in its class, a new 2.3-litre petrol. And like the new Scurry and new short-wheelbase Jackaroo, it's great value for money.
They're all in the family, a true blue Aussie family. Yes, they're all in the Holden family.
It's not just a better-looking picture. Deluxe series are better-looking sets. See?
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Tonight is Thanksgiving, but there's not much to celebrate. Valdine's anguish deepens, and Abby learns the terrible truth. Nuts Landing, a delicate blend of love and ambition. Tonight, 9:30 on 7.
Just past the 14-minute mark of the second quarter now. Hawthorn by 51 points.
Oh, it's a great mark to Glendinning. A great mark. Of course, they've got to have him firing to win this match here today. Him and McCann, the only 2 really good marks in the side. Once it again, never looked like missing that, even though Mew was late on the scene to try and knock it out. He's only about, no more than about 10 metres out from goal on a slight angle. There's the kick. Oh, golly, what a shock. He's got a chance to recover and kick a goal. He might have done that. Oh, well played by Glendinning after a bad mistake. So it's 11 goals, 10-76. Hawthorn to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 5-23. Into the quarter, that's the second by 15.5 minutes.
I'd already put the goal down on the score sheet, Lou, and I thought I'd have to erase it then, but I didn't have to ultimately.
Fatal mistake by Glendinning. I think our cameraman anticipated a goal there because they had to flash back very quickly for that shot.
So Glendinning bringing up his first goal along with Fairley and Schimmelbusch, the goal kickers for North Melbourne. 76 plays, 23 at Princes Park. Ball knocked down to Loveridge for Hawthorn, down to the half-forward line, standing his ground, Roy Ramsey, who's beaten Matthews pointless so far. Siri from half-back shoots out the hand pass. North looking a little bit better. That was Fairley. Cracker. It's clear of Loveridge. Short pass again. Holt. Another short pass. This time not a good one. Mark taken by Mew. Caught. Drops it. Chance for North Melbourne. Demetriou 20 metres out. Couldn't miss. And has put it through for another one. Great tackle, that. Great tackle. 11-10 to 4-5.
That's the point I was making, Pete. Now they're taking the ball away from their opponents and making their opponents chase them. And, of course, that was a great mark to Mew, but a beautiful tackle by Fury. And backing up well that time, we see Demetriou put to a very handy goal indeed.
2 goals in just on 1 minute for North Melbourne. That's how they started.
Well, they've got to play the ball wide and make the Hawthorn defenders chase them.
17 minutes gone. 76 to 29 now. So looking a little bit better for North. And see if they can get it out of the centre again. They started off doing it this way, and they're doing it once more. Once again, it's Demetriou. Up to half-forward and Glendinning. He's made a difference down there. Not a good hand pass, but it doesn't matter. Again, Demetriou. Siri. Hand pass onto Hodgman. He's only 20 metres out. Short pass. Schwab. Holding the ball.
By golly, was severe on him then.
Oh, he didn't like you, Schwabby.
Now it's a free kick to Schwab in the back, Pete.
He signalled holding the ball, though.
Well, he didn't give it.
Well, he signalled it, I tell you. He signalled it. This is Green. Up to half-forward. Again, Ramsey gets it away from Matthews. Matthews may recover. Cracker. Good tackle. On the leg, he says. So it wasn't a good tackle. Cracker, short pass to Ramsey again. Well, Ramsey and Greg, I guess you have to bracket with perhaps North 2 best players. That's a good mark to Ayres on left centre wing. Gary Ayres, long kick Up the half forward. At the back, Brereton shows better judgment than McCann. He couldn't get around him, so stayed behind and got the mark and the dividends. Now, he's kicked 2 goals so far, Brereton. He'd be about 45 metres out. He'd need to aim for the left goal post. Then blowing into that pocket. Has he allowed enough? I think he has. It's a goal. And so Brereton makes his 3rd goal, 12-10-82 before 5:29.
And we're just on the 19-minute mark. It was a fine goal kicked by Brereton. Been out of form the last 4 or 5 weeks, but looking a lot better today. And it looked a bit doubtful in finishing the game because he was injured in the first part of the game here, but he's recovered okay. And of course, each goal he kicks, he gets better.
He's kicked 3 so far. Tuck has 2 and Kennedy 2. Tuck off the ground though for Hawthorn. 82 plays 29 at the 19-minute mark of the 2nd term. Knocked away by Langford. McCann. Buckenara. Couldn't get boot to ball. Paddled further forward by Kennedy. Back to Langford. Back to Loveridge.
And Loveridge drives it down there towards Byrne, and DiPierdomenico knocked on by Byrne. Picked up here by Gregg. Short pass to which Asiri's got the mark there at half forward. Spins back out of the pack nicely. A short pass again. This has got to be their go as McDonald goes for the long kick. This is dangerous down there. Mew at the back takes a mark. And that's the point I'm making, because they can't kick the ball high down there because they're not big enough or not good enough in the air. They've got to go wide of their opponents. There's a short kick. It'll be okay, marked here by Robertson. Over it goes now to Handley. Handley showing a lot of pace. Gets around 3 opponents that time as he drives the ball up there towards DiPierdomenico, takes the mark. And he's only about 30 metres out directly in front. DiPierdomenico's already kicked 1 goal. He got off to a slow start this year. That's a strong mark. As I said before, got off to a slow start this year, playing a couple of games in the reserves, but now he's back in top form. And I'm quite sure he's going to be one of the main assets for Hawthorn in the finals. That's where he seems to play his best football. The bigger of the occasion. There's the kick by Bertie, and that's through for a goal. So they now move on to 13 goals, 10-88 for North Melbourne, looking pretty sick. 4 goals, 5-29. Bertie DiPierdomenico coming off the ground and replaced by Russo.
Well, Alan Jean did this twice last week. He dragged players off after they kicked goals. I think Dunstall and Langford were the players concerned. Then it's DiPierdomenico's turn this week.
Well, I think when you see them so far in front of you today, you'll probably swap them around a bit because it'll make it a bit easier to come into the next week's match, Pete. Crocker down there on the forward line as the ball goes back into play again. Spinning out the pack is Buckenara. It's a high kick back there towards Langford. Punched out by Ramsey. McDonald missed that completely. They're picked up by Demetrio. Over there towards Glendenning. He flies. Couldn't get that good play on the part of Lester Smith. Picked up now by Larkin. A snap at goal. Will it come around enough? It might have been a goal. Yes, it is. So North Melbourne bounced back. Good play on the part of North. 13-10-88 to Hawthorn, and North Melbourne 5-5-35. Into this quarter by 21.5 minutes.
You're watching Seven's Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
And Hawthorn went on to lead by 54 points at half-time. They only won the match, I say only, by 64 points, but the point about that is that the Hawthorn side only increased their lead by 10 points after the main change. In the stats, Hawthorn on top in handballs, hit-outs and shots at goal, of course. North Melbourne, perhaps strangely, had more kicks. They also had more marks and they had more frees. And in the goals today for Hawthorn, certainly a shared goal-kicking list there. Handley, Kennedy, Brereton and Byrne all kicked 3 goals. And for North Melbourne, Steve McCann was their major contributor with 3, and Phil Cracker and Matthew Larkin each kicked 2 goals. After the match, I went to the Hawthorn rooms and spoke to their skipper, Lee Matthews, and to Rod Lester Smith.
Congratulations, Barney. I guess it was before the game. You didn't expect to win that easily.
Oh, no, we just wanted to make sure we won to sort of make sure. I don't know what happened between Carlton and Collingwood, but, you know, we had to win to maintain our position in the top 3, so... you know, I suppose September starts now, and at least we've got some chance being up there.
Compared to the draw against North Melbourne in round 11, do you think Hawthorn's gone forward since then?
Yes, I think so, but also I don't think North Melbourne probably are playing as well at this stage of the season, or today, say anyway, than they were mid-season. But yeah, I think we've come on and we've played quite well the last month, really. The only match we dropped was the one out at Footscray in the mud, which could have gone either way. So, you know, we're quite confident that at least the team's near its top form.
Well, Rod, since coming from the West, you've had a very consistent year this year, haven't you? You'll be very happy with your form.
Oh yeah, I think this should be my most consistent year. It's always hard to keep putting games on end where you're playing well, and you always wonder when the next one is that you're not going to play well. But up to now, things have gone pretty well for me, so it has been a good year, yeah.
You said up until now, of course, you did have a long history of injuries over in Perth, didn't you? But so far here in Melbourne, you've been lucky.
Oh yeah, I think the softer grounds have a lot to do with that, and also I had a pre-season this year, which helped. I mean, I'm not a fitness fanatic, but it helps to sort of get the work and miles in your legs before the season, so that during the season you know you got it there, and I think that's what happened this year. You know, I'm sort of running a lot better.
You're watching Sevens Big League. Back with more action after this.
Coming up on Sevens Big League, Scott Palmer with Footy Stop Press.
All it takes to install the medium-size Hoover Premier is a few minutes of your time instead of a serviceman. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
When it comes to hardware, I go to Homestead, because I want more from a hardware store. Product, price, and best of all, good advice.
Now's the time to get started. Get some interest, save your dough. Then it's time to get a loan. Buy a car and have a ball.
Get Westpac's Getting Started package. Handle your money your way and live life the way you want to. Get started at Westpac, the bank.
Let's check the results of other matches played today, and certainly one of the big upsets of the day was St Kilda's victory over Footscray, and the Saints won 84-66. Lockett got 4 goals for St Kilda and Odgers got 3. Brad Hardy, who I think will poll very well in the Brownlow, finished up with 3 goals for the Bulldogs. Richmond and Melbourne, a rather fiery game at the MCG. The Tigers won it 2012, 132 to Melbourne's 13-13-91. And as I said, a rather fiery game, and Scott Palmer will have more on that in just a couple of moments. Tomorrow in Sydney at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and it promises to be a pretty interesting match between the Swans and Essendon. I say that because last year the Swans caused a big upset there when they defeated Essendon pretty close to the finals. Can they repeat that performance tomorrow? You'll see that game live on 7 and associated stations straight after World of Sport at 5 minutes past 2. Certainly hope you can join us for that. Time now for Footy Stop Press, and let's go up now to the sporting editor of the Sunday Press. A very good evening to Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, Peter, and welcome viewers back into the Sunday Press. What a bombshell tonight. Robbie Walls quit as coach of the Lions and said he wanted his story told in full. It's a beauty, and we'll have it all in the Sunday Press tomorrow. I understand from first reports that he's been told he could throw his hat into the ring if he wanted the coaching job next year, but it would have to be on a full-time basis. There would also need to be changes in his backup staff too. Walls said he had the support of all but a few people at Fitzroy. It could be a real blow-up there. Geelong's Tom Hapey was happy the Cats finished the season off with a win today, but said his position at Geelong was in the lap of the gods. Nobody has spoken to me. I've been there 3 years and we haven't made the 5, said Tom. Hawthorn's Michael Tuck is in St Vincent's Hospital tonight with concussion and a shoulder injury that could keep him out of the finals next weekend. The player who collided with him, North Steve's Hickey, is in Royal Melbourne Hospital tonight with a gashed head and a possible fractured sternum. That's right there if you don't know where the sternum is. Hawthorn has more worries. Dermot Brereton received a kick on the calf to put him off the field today, but he should be okay for next week. North Melbourne's John Kennedy said the Hawks' display today was like a mighty machine, but he felt his team could regroup in a week. Alan Jeans was just thankful for holding down that 3rd spot. We had something to fight for today, he said. Footscray is in shock over the report of Andrew Purser. He was booked for allegedly kicking Paul Morwood of St Kilda in the first quarter today. Coach Mike Malthouse said it wasn't good for a player to go into the finals with a report on his mind. It happened to Malthouse himself in 1980 and he said it wasn't very nice. Malthouse said the Bulldogs lost their sparkle today. At least 10 players were down. St Kilda's Graham Jelly said it was the first time for the year that the Saints had produced 4 quarters of sheer tenacity. Ron Barassi bowed out at the MCG and said he felt good vibes from the MCG crowd who hadn't had much success over the last 5 years. The match against his co-tenants Richmond ended in a Donnybrook with 3 players being reported. Jimmy Jess was booked for striking Newport with a fist to the face. Collingwood was reported for striking Palm with a fist to the head. And David Cordner was booked for striking Jimmy Jess repeatedly with blows to the head. Old-timers think it's the first time a Cordner of Melbourne has ever been reported. Paul Sproul was pleased and said the commitment of the Tigers over the last 2 weeks was the best for the year. It was something to work on for next season, he said. Carlton too has pre-season worries. Rod Ashman has a badly strained knee and will be doubtful for next week. But Bruce Dill is expected to be fit, a relief for all the Blues supporters. He suffered a bruised foot when a Magpie player stepped on him today. Coach Parkin said it was good for the Blues to win a close one so close to the finals. Collingwood Shane Morwood was reported for striking David Rhys-Jones today. David is always in the news. Bobby Rowe said the Magpies gave Carlton too big a start, Peter. But he said he was pleased this season with the growth of the young players at Collingwood and was optimistic for next season. And what about Essendon under-19s today? They kicked 44 goals 11 to beat the Swans, and their full forward Laurie Shackey kicked 25-3, and he carries the number 10. Back to you, Peter.
Right, thanks, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press out tomorrow. Let's take that Melbourne situation a little bit further. And, of course, as Scotty mentioned, there was plenty happening in the final term and one of the most vicious brawls we've seen for quite some time. And we're going to be hearing more about this at the VFL Tribunal, of course, as Scott mentioned, on Monday night. It went on for quite some minutes and quite a few players a little bit sore after that clash today. And as I said, we'll hear more about that at the VFL Tribunal on Monday night. A number of players fronting up after round 22, the final round of home and away games. And of course, the final round of home and away games also signalled the end of the Melbourne coaching career of Ron Barassi. And after the game today at the MCG, he spoke with Mark Dalglish.
How does it feel, Ron, to the end of your playing and coaching days?
I haven't really thought much about that. It's more getting over defeat. It's my immediate happening, I suppose.
Wasn't such a good note to go out on.
No, particularly the first half was. We made some awful errors, which is reflects upon all of us, including me, of course. Second half was a lot better. We would have outscored them in the second half, I believe. But it would have been nice to go out and win. However, there's certain things beyond your control.
What about leaving the club? There's a bit of political turmoil at the moment. Does it worry you leaving the club at this time?
Well, I've kept out of it because I believe coaches and players, it's the last thing they should do, enter into those things. I think you've got to understand that a club that's been down for a long while, and there's going to be quite a few restive supporters who feel they aren't happy with the way things are going. That's natural. Yeah. In fact, there is a bit of pressure on the leadership here at the moment. To me, that's quite normal, given the circumstances. I just hope they reconcile each other's and...
Over to Marty Christensen. He's got it on half-back. Gee, they move that ball quickly when they go. Up towards Bright. Bright's got it. He's got the loose man there in Yates if he wants to give it to him. He hooks it on the left foot. Back towards Bruns, and no, it was Ablett, I should say. There's a hand pass. Back it comes. Keane. Oh, it's taken away from Keane. Here's Cross. Beautiful play by Andrew Cross. Oh, it's kicked up the ground by Pekin. They're holding firm. Look at Rendell. He's hobbling. Crashing his way through is Terry Bright to Williams. This is Greg Williams. Another handball. A lovely hand pass as we see straightening up on the left foot. Don't tell me that was Bernard Toohey down there having a shot for goal, was it? As he slams it through for a goal to Geelong. And that's exactly what... No, it wasn't Bernard Toohey. In fact, it was Scott Morford who was on the ground for Geelong, and that couldn't make it safe. Although, no, what's that? 14 minutes gone in this final quarter. 13-16, 94 Geelong. Fitzroy 11-12, 78.
Yes, Morford must have just come on the ground, Peter. I hadn't seen him before.
I saw the 5, and I thought Toohey had sneaked down.
So did I. It had me a bit confused too, but I saw the 5 there. I'm looking back for Toohey, but Morford kicking the goal. So Geelong with a very fresh man on the ground. And we're getting to the 14.5-minute mark of the final term now in Sevens Big League. 13-16 to 11-12. Geelong leading, not by a great deal though. Still enough time for Fitzroy if they're good enough. In the centre of the ground was Conlon. Lyon does the tackling against Bolton. Bolton's hand pass comes up towards Greg Williams. He's held, didn't have the ball. The umpire has to award the free kick to Williams. Williams 15 metres 2 against Fitzroy, which wasn't clever. Now he goes out wide. Bright hasn't had an opponent in this last 5 minutes of football. Very, very undisciplined defence work by Fitzroy. Terry Bright with this ball on the half-forward zone would go, with his 20th kick, go close if he wanted to have a shot, but he's gone the short pass and found Reynoldson.
Yes, I think it's made an enormous difference. Full master Geelong, they are finishing on, but to lose Roos down to the forward line, he's in a lot of pain, and to lose the young fella down there who was playing so well, Jamie Cooper, I would be amazed if they could get up to win it from here.
Reynoldson going towards goal. It's on its way. The umpire has said it's all clear. So Geelong kick another goal and move their score to 14 goals, 16. Fitzroy are sitting on 11 goals, 12-78. So don't know if Fitzroy have enough time or enough players to come back on Seven's big lead.
There's Reynoldson on screen, but it's been a good battle all day, a pretty even battle as a matter of fact, but since half-time, I think Williams has come right into the game. He was well beaten in the first half by Turner, and since he has started to generate drive, it's made a big difference to Geelong. But I don't think Fitzroy have helped themselves by their forward setup. I think Quinlan's been taken out of the game, to be quite honest.
Diving in on top of the ball is Robert Neal. The umpire comes in to say that the ball was held to him and a bounce will take place. I still maintain I would free kick anybody who threw themselves on top of the ball, as they should be free kicked. Williams picking up the ball, going in towards centre half forward, looking for Bright and doing quite well at the half forward position. Bright, or the flank, wherever he's playing, he's certainly doing quite well. Taken 10 marks in this game so far. Now, I said he may have had a shot before. I think he will this time. He's at centre half forward. He'll have to go a little bit right. Aim for the right-hand goal post, I would think. Torpedo punt. No, he pushed it out too far and forced over the boundary line now for a throw-in. So the throw-in taking place about 10 metres away from the behind post at the Sharon Stand end of Victoria Park. Fitzroy's home ground this season, being shared with the Collingwood Football Club. And a chance for Geelong to score again.
Quinlan knocks it down. Oh, Fitzroy players overran the ball there. There's Nettlefold trying to get the ball out. But the umpire comes in. This is umpire Mark Westgarth. The other umpire, of course, is Kevin Smith, a very experienced umpire. There's Quinlan. As I said, I don't know why he was ever moved from the forward line down towards half-back where Shane Williams takes the mark. But all of a sudden, the game seems to have just died a little bit.
Yeah, well, Fitzroy had a real show before, but I think Geelong are going to take it out, but we'll see. Williams kicks up high and Quinlan flies high too with the mark. The umpires, well, he pointed the other way then. That's twice he's done that.
That's confused me earlier in the centre too. And
he's done that before. He points one way and plays a free kick the other. So he'll have to straighten that out in his umpiring, won't he? There's a chance now for Barwick. Barwick picking up, hooking the ball back toward the centre of the ground. Rendell can't get to it. Turner's missed it. Chance for Burke, picked up by Reynoldson. He's caught. The umpire said holding the ball. So Turner could get it moving for Fitzroy now. The injured Roos led one way. Little Harris went to do the shepherding. The ball wasn't within the required distance, but he wasn't caught. Kicked around the corner by Osborne. A free kick to Conlon, and he'll take the free kick about 30 metres out from goal. He played for that very well.
Did he ever? He put himself in the position. I don't think he ever really felt he was going to mark it himself, but he put himself in the position where he had to cop it in the back. Now, a goal here might liven them up, but I just don't like that forward set up without Quinlan down there. They don't look as dangerous, and, you know, he's on the ball now, so let's see if Mickey Conlon can kick this one. It'll really put them back in it with a chance. It's a beautiful looking kick by Conlon as he splits the centre with that one. Fitzroy move on to 12-12, a total of 84, trailing Geelong 14-16, 100.
Yes, when you think back into that, Peter, what we've been saying about Quinlan not being in the forward setup, he is the leading goal kicker, isn't he, for season 1985? Or close to
no,
it.
I think Beasley was
close to it, but he's up there, isn't he? He's right up there with a lot of goals.
And he had kicked 4 goals.
He'd already kicked 4 goals, and you'd wonder why you'd take your best forward away and put him in the ruck, and why you'd have your best ruckman who was injured down at full forward. Well, I don't know. Anyhow, Bolton with the ball. Philip Knight goes in. They've overrun it. A chance for Osborne. The ball went past him. Now, it's still holding the ball against Reynoldson. Chance now, though, for Turner. Turner coming to the open goal. He puts it on its way. It's going to be a goal. That's true. That's a goal. Another Fitzroy Fitzroy goal, so the game isn't over yet. Don't give them away. We're not quite 20 minutes into the final term. Fitzroy moved their score in answer to Geelong's 14-16-100. Fitzroy move on to 13-12-90 on 7. Anybody who threw themselves on top of the ball.
Is obviously on one leg, so they haven't really had much chance of beating a side of Geelong who are playing with a lot of desperation. There's Reynoldsson charging his way through, was grabbed when he didn't have the ball, and it'll be a free kick to Stephen Reynoldsson at centre-half back. But Geelong have had some good players today too, and none better than Robert Neal and Greg Williams in the centre of the ground area. It's grabbed by Ross Lyon. He gives it to Nettlefold. Nettlefold to Dean Turner. He's possibly been Fitzroy's best player as he kicks it wide looking for Mickey Conlon. Let's see what Mickey can do here as he crashes his way through, straightens up, he stabs, and he's a brilliant player when he's firing. That's a great goal to Conlon for his 4th. And Fitzroy still fighting it right out as we see the scoreboard showing Geelong 17 goals 17, 119 to Fitzroy, 14 goals 13, a total of 97.
Yeah, it's a good goal by Conlon. That's 2 great goals he's kicked, but that one coming a bit late for Fitzroy, but a very good goal just the same. So at the ball back in the centre with umpire Kevin Smith. He's umpiring today with Mark Westgarth. Quinlan still doing the ruck work. Got the ball down too and hurried away by Barwick toward the half-forward zone. The mark taken by Hocking. Hocking of Geelong looking out to the half-back flank area, but changes his mind. It comes across the ground. Shane Williams a chance. Osborne over the top. Williams takes the mark. Hand passes on to Hoyles. Hoyles moves it up now. Bruns moves through the wing position. Up to the half-forward zone he travels. And they fly high. The ball on the turf. Couldn't be taken by McIver. There's a fight on back on the wing position. Well, Osborne and Williams doing battle.
Well, Jack, I've got a comment to make about this. Now, I saw every little bit of that then. Now, those Geelong players that came in for no reason whatsoever. Osborne did absolutely nothing. All he did was break a tackle down on the half-back line, and yet those Geelong players could have been reported.
Well, the ball was up there on the half-forward flank for Geelong. I'm not too sure if there are any reports in this. I was following the play upfield. I just happened to hear the roar of the crowd.
Jack, it was right in front of us here in the commentary box, about 15 metres away, and there was absolutely nothing. And Osborne is looking bewildered. He doesn't know what the Geelong players who didn't see it ran down and trying to knock him out. Like, you wonder why these things develop.
Yes, we've seen a few of those, haven't we? Now, Mark Westgarth, the umpire, I don't know if there was any score there. Was there? It looks like there might have been a score to Geelong. Was there a point scored there? 1 point. Yeah, all right, there's a point. 17-18 now, Geelong score. Cross picks up. Going after it is Osborne. He overruns it. And at Victoria Park, Geelong have taken out the last home.
Makers of reliable commercial vehicles.
The Hawks got away to a great start yesterday. Here's the first snap from Michael Tuck.
But it bounces through Hawthorn's first.
Donald beat Burnt for the knockout.
Back come the Northerners. Jonas to Schimmelbusch. And he did what Australian cricketers can't do. Spin the ball.
What about a leg break, but that one spun around beautifully for a goal. It looked as though it had no hope of it.
A couple of heavy bumps at Princes Park. Down goes Michael Tuck. Glendinning and Morris collide.
He got Morris. It rebounds to Wallace.
Back to the footy. Matthews. On to Hanley. And a good left foot snap.
He has a shot at goal and has put it through, I think, for 4 points.
Here they are on the move. Dunstall and Robertson combine.
This could be a goal. Now he's up target. He threw for 1 point. So it's a goal.
He fumbles.
The miss of the match, unfortunately, from John Holt.
He's well shepherded now. Runs into goal. Couldn't miss from there. He's only 10 metres out and has missed.
After it again, it comes back to Lester Smith.
Low well built it, beaten North Melbourne, didn't stop running. Matthew Larkin, 3 bounces down the ground, and he goes.
Centre half forward, let's fly at the goals. It's a long kick. It's a beautiful kick, as a matter of fact. But it might be through for a goal. It is.
Forward, the bounce. To Carlton Collingwood. Good play from Warren Ralph.
Meldrum fires a goal. Bang, number 2. Madden waiting in the square at the back. Morwood to goal.
Morwood,
shocking bounce.
on to Taylor.
Eludes the tackle of Reece Jones, gets it across to Taylor. He snaps a goal.
Couldn't elude everything from Reece.
And Reece Jones and Taylor
very quickly converged upon. Well, we said earlier,
All Brian wants is his jumper.
Saying, look, we've got a final to play in. It's out in front of Sellers McClure.
Back to the action once again. Here's Meldrum.
Fires a goal and puts through another one. Centres it. Ashman in front. Can't complete the mark.
Ashman, a good tap on. Again, Meldrum the target.
Fires away at goal. Pretty good looking kick, and he's dobbed it.
It was here that Rod Ashman went down.
Pushed out wide.
After colliding with his ruckman, Madden.
Didn't try and mark, tried to tap it on. Williams,
And here's Mark Williams.
Forward, puts it down
Didn't stop all day.
Taylor and Silvagni. Taylor can play on and goal, and he does. The Maggies are back.
Now to the Tigers and the Demons. Rawlings, Waitman, James, all combined. And the banana one sneaks through. Cordner, well tackled. Tries to tap it clear. And once again, James the receiver. Egan, Rioli, Jess and Palm all combined. And the Tigers look good in the first half. The end of season party began early. And some 34 players were invited and all attended. Out of all that came 3 reports, and they will be heard at the VFL Tribunal on Monday night. Saints alive in 85. Here's one of the best drummers in Australia at the moment, Jeff Cunningham, putting his side forward. And Tony Lockett takes the mark. Paul Morwood now. Looking down forward to Lockett again. Here's the one that counted in the closing stages. Gary Hodges soccers off the ground and the Saints hit the lead.
There he goes now.
350 games, a fine achievement in 17 seasons. The Fitzroy's Bernie Quinlan.
Over the back is Gary Ablett. It was bad.
He's another man of the moment. Favourite for the Brownlow, Gary Ablett.
Oh, he's got some class, Ablett.
Goes forward, not a good kick. Ablett!
Drops it, but plays on and goals.
That was magnificent.
Two, smothered the hand pass, in went Barwick. Philip Knight gets it to
Now
Bernie.
Quinlan.
He's got it. He hooks it back.
Super boot shows he's still the master. Here's the steal of the day from Mick Conlon.
Taken away by Conlon. He pinched that down toward Rendell. He's got the big 5 bandage off. Quinlan's left foot shot toward goal. I think he's got
And
it.
Bernie in business again.
Quinlan playing his 350th game. Now he pushed himself into the business.
Here he
Quinlan
is.
picks up the crumb. The left foot shot toward goal.
This time on the left foot.
Bernie Quinlan covered a lot of ground for a man of his age.
But the Cats just too good on the day. Bolton, Williams, Neal, all prolific kick winners, combined to seal it for Geelong.
There for Bolton.
Here they go.
Back onto the right foot. He's going for the pass towards half forward. Greg Williams.
Once again,
is there,
Greg
running
Williams
to the flight of the
having
ball.
a
He's
wonderful
got it.
day yesterday for the Cats.
Magnificent hand pass to scratch.
Stevie Wright of the Swans.
Shot at goal. This looks a good kick too. It's not bad. It's a goal.
Just about took the
Ted Fidge of Melbourne.
chance for his brother Ted. A long shot with the right foot. That's going pretty close. It might be Melbourne's second goal. In fact, he's put it through. And
His teammate, Alan Johnson.
Johnson again. Touch number 2 for the quarter, and he might have kicked a goal. I think he has. Not a particularly
The Swans,
good one.
Warwick Kappa.
Fires it back to Morwood, who's played a good game today. Back and turned the Kappa onto the right foot. The snapshot from 20 metres out looks pretty good for goal number 7.
To yesterday's action, North skipper Wayne Schimmelbusch.
Centre half forward he runs to. Has a long kick at goal, but he's off. Oh, might come around. Oh, what about a leg break for that one? Spun around beautifully for a goal.
Down to Wallace.
Hawthorn's Robert
pass
Hanley.
on to Matthews. Matthews flicks it out beautifully. Hanley has a shot at goal and has put it through, I think, for 4 points.
Goes after it again. It comes back to Lester Smith.
North,
A hand pass
Matthew
comes
Larkin.
out to Larkin. Larkin out there on the centre wing position. Got a paddock to run it here. Punts to centre half forward. Let's fly at the goals. It's a long kick. It's a beautiful kick, as a matter of fact. And it might be through for a goal. It is.
He'll have to swing back on.
Collingwood's Mark Williams.
Oh, he shoots at goal, and what a great goal. complete the mark.
Carlton's Paul Meldrum.
Danger here. Meldrum picks it up, fires away at goal. Pretty good looking kick, and he's dubbed it. Oh,
Geelong's Gary Ablett.
Gary Ablett. It was bad luck for McIver. He did everything right. Ablett's got it, hooks it back. Oh, he's got some class, Ablett, and he hooks it through for a goal. Smothered.
Fitzroy's Bernie Quinlan.
Barwick, Philip Knight gets it to Bernie. He's got it. He hooks it back high, wide and handsome.
His teammate, Richard Osborne.
Should be looking for Quinlan. He should be looking for Quinlan. No, Quinlan's in two minds as to what to do. Osborne goes goalward. That's a beautiful bit of football. That's a goal.
And here's Bernie Quinlan again. Game number 350.
Quinlan's left foot shot toward goal. I think he's got it. He's got it.
Out of the pack.
Geelong's Paul Couch.
Play on, said the umpires. Grabbed by Couch. He straightens up on the left foot. He sprints towards goal. He steps it. Oh, what a lovely goal to Paul Couch.
And now the third one from Bernie Quinlan.
Himself into the business. Quinlan picks up the crumb. The left foot shot toward goal. Well done. The left foot pass.
Fitzroy's Michael Conlon.
Little Harris is there. Now it's Conlon. Conlon barges his way through. Straightens up. Shoots it. Goal. Oh, and he's kicked it.
Fitzroy's best player as he kicks it wide.
And another one from Conlon.
Let's see what Mickey can do here as he crashes his way through, straightens up, he stabs, and he's a brilliant player when he's firing. That's a great goal to Conlon for his fourth.
Down to Moorabbin now. Here's Footscray skipper Jim Edmund. His teammate, Steve McPherson. Under plenty of pressure, but able to get clear and goal. St Kilda's Gary Odgers. This is the one they wanted to hit the front. His teammate, Mark Buckley, a long shot. Gary Odgers again. Another long kick. To Richmond now, Stephen James. And the final contender for goal of the day, Melbourne's David Cordner. To our panel, headed by Peter McKenna.
Well, KB, there's no doubt about old Father Time hasn't stopped Bernie Quinlan. Now, you played 400-odd games, and there's Bernie on 350. Tremendous skills for a bloke who's 6'3", hasn't he?
Well, I'm certain that Bernie's got so much more football left in him because tremendous agility, and I like the first two goals that he kicked. One was a right foot snap, one was a left foot snap. Thank you, Sam. And the ball was angled beautifully towards goal. They were outstanding ones. I liked Robert Hanley's. He's an exciting player for Hawthorn. A left foot snap from the boundary line, the wrong side for a left footer. And also like Mickey Conlon's, I suppose it was a typical crashing goal by Mickey Conlon. We've seen him kick several of those. And Odgers, tremendous torpedo, but I thought Steve McPherson's one. He was under tremendous pressure from Robert Mace, and I thought that was the goal that I liked best.
What about you, Sam?
Well, you've covered them all, Kevin. There, I had these exact goals there, and of course you would be wanting Bernie Quinlan down there next year because he'll be the fillip that you'll need when you take over down there. But Quinlan's, Kappa's and Ablett's goals were all very similar. They were banana kicks and were great goals, those, and two of Quinlan's. Handley, as you said, that's a lot harder than it looks, that goal, to kick with your left foot on the left flank coming in. Conlon with the strength, and Odgers, I'll tell you what, he would, if Steve McPherson's going to win this, he would only just win it by a whisker, because Odgers was a magnificent exhibition of torpedo kicking, and I know you don't pick them at the when they were actually happened during the game, but that won the game for them, and that's why it was a great kick. But I'll give it to Steve McPherson.
And it was good to see a torpedo punt. But the winner of our Holden Goal of the Day segment on World of Sport is Steve McPherson. As you see him take the ball off the pack, he's under a lot of pressure from Robert Mace. He knocks it on towards the boundary line. Mace slips over, but McPherson picks it up with one grab, straightens up from the boundary line and slams it through for a lovely goal. Steve McPherson, winner of the Goal of the Day segment here at World of Sport.